Hey harmonizers, welcome to this video of Elon learning how to long line. So this is one of my Mustangs that I'm training. We only have about 4 weeks until the Maryland Mustang Training Challenge, which is what Elon is training for. So the competition is basically where you get about 90 days to train the horses, except for, of course, I lost a bunch of time because of being super pregnant and then going off to have my baby. So now we've got to really make up time now that I'm feeling better, now that I have energy, and we've got 4 weeks to go. So long lining is one of my favorite activities to do before we start riding the horse. I just think it's a really nice thing to help them figure out what those cues mean for the reins. It also lets them get comfortable with a person behind them. So having to see somebody directly behind them. And when you think about it, when you're riding the horse, you're behind their eye line, you're just up on top. So it lets them get used to seeing you kind of out of that vision that's behind on the right side, the left side. And if they are being overwhelmed, then the long lines also allow me to get further away or closer to the horse so we can mimic that riding more possible than if we didn't do this kind of stuff. And then also wearing the surcingle means that they're wearing a girth and the saddle pad, and they're getting used to a bunch of these things. So it really just helps ease into the whole riding piece. And you can see as I'm going around here, I'm steering Elon through various things. So I've got some jump standards set out. I took him around the mounting block. Here we're steering around a pole. The objects help give Elon a visual target of like, oh, I get it. She was turning me there, so we would go around that thing. It also gives me a visual focus as well for what we're going towards, and that just kind of helps give that direction rather than kind of aimlessly walking around, and helps to make sure that he's going where I'm directing him to go. Long lining can be pretty tricky to get it started. Like here, I'm trying to get him to go between the standards, and he was really trying to zig right or left. So I had to be pretty consistent to help him understand where we were supposed to go. And you have to have hands that are very quick to correct certain turns, because if you aren't quick enough, they can kind of spin around and get caught up in the lines. And yet you need to be really quick to release that pressure when the horse is getting what you want as well. And all at the same time, not getting caught up in the ropes or wrapping them around your hands, because that can be super dangerous. So there's lots of things to think about with this long lining, but it's such a beneficial task for the horse to figure out how to do. So there I went forward to give him his little cookie because he'd done a good job, and then he automatically just went off walking. And I didn't correct that at that time. I just thought, oh, if he wants to go, I'll kind of let him go, and we'll work with him where he's at, because I'm not going to be super picky with him on when he's just learning how to do this. We got to make sure we kind of build up their confidence. That's my doggo Lona, who is supervising. She's a very good supervisor. She the camera person is calling her out of the way. She's very much my doggo and follows me everywhere. So here Elon's starting to do some cantering there, jumps the pole really nicely. I'll show you some footage going the other way as well on the right lead. So we're starting to add this in, and he's getting all of this confidence too with the rope kind of going behind his bum. He's getting to feel those lines against his sides, which helps for him. It's not the same pressure as a leg for when we're riding, but it's still getting him used to things kind of bumping around on his side and realizing that that's going to be okay, and that it actually means communication and nothing to kind of panic over. So that's all going to help with the riding piece. He still kind of carries his head up a little bit high when we're doing new things. You can see he's got his head up there really high. So he's a little bit needing to relax a little bit more. So that's something that we'll keep kind of working on. Here I was asking him to get that canter again. So when I kind of bump the rope like that, I'm kind of bumping it against his butt. And the idea is that he's understanding that rhythm touching him is nothing to panic over, but it's something that can ask him to go forward or do different things, rather than just having like an air cue. So then here's a different day, doing a little bit of long lining outside. So just kind of taking him for a little bit of a walk, exposing him to new and different things. So walking down this little path, he doesn't normally come down here because his field is the first one. So he doesn't have a need to come down here. So this is all kind of new for him going down here. So I just thought I'd try long lining him down here and kind of turn around and come back. And then you'll see coming up in a little bit, I'm going to take him around my horse trailer, which he thinks is a little bit scary. So this is all new for them as well, because they are not getting to follow the human. So when we're on the ground and we're kind of beside them, we're a little bit in front of them, they get a lot of their confidence from us. And when we long line, they have to be brave and they have to go first. So essentially it's kind of like leading a trail ride. There I did a little bit of a trot outside, and he's having to learn to be brave. So here I'm asking him to do a little backup. I'm going to come up and give him a little cookie. And we always have to be very careful how we approach them when we come up. You want to be careful not to get too close to the kick area if they get startled or anything like that. So I kind of keep my body off to the side. And you can see I'm starting to get my body back. I believe when this footage was taken, I was about 2 weeks and a little bit after having my baby little Melina, who's doing really well, and slowly starting to feel like myself again after losing that 10-pound baby out of my belly. So I'm pretty excited to have myself back to normal. Here's just a little bit of a look at going around the truck and trailer. Again, just kind of giving him a bit of a visual of where to go. So we're walking around the different sides. Up here, he's going to get confused as to where he's supposed to go. So here he nearly spins around in the line, and then even though the footage kind of dropped low there, you could still kind of see that I had to hold the one rein carefully. So like here again, I'm holding that left rein because he really wanted to circle around. And if I'm not quick to make those corrections, then he could get wrapped up in those ropes. So I have to be very careful. You also have to kind of hold the lines a little bit low, because otherwise they can pop up over their butt, and then that makes the steering pretty ineffective for where you want to take them. So I'm trying to get him to go around the trailer again, and he wasn't really sure that he wanted to do that. So I'm trying to steer and give him slack when he's ready to go. And even when he trotted forward, I didn't snatch the reins on him and kind of say, no, you're not allowed to do that. I just allowed him to go, and then kind of softly said, you know, you can just walk a little bit. So I'm trying not to be too picky about what I ask him to do. We're just having a general, we're going around the trailer, and wanting to get that a little bit softer before he earns his cookie. You can see Timmy's in the field there behind the trailer there. And then this time he's doing much better. He does a little bit of a stop there, but overall was very, very easy to ask him to take that walk again to go around the truck and trailer there. So he went around really nicely there. Gonna make this little turn around the corner again. And I want to see that he goes relaxed on this side as well, because he sped up on the last one. So I just walk with them and give them the time and the patience. They're much better as he comes around the corner. He walked that one, so that was significantly better than the last time when he rushed a little bit. And then coming around the corner here, wanting him to go confidently, and he didn't even stop that time. He kept going the whole time. So you can bet that I'm going to stop him and he's going to get a cookie. So Elon's getting ready to hopefully get riding under saddle pretty soon. Hopefully we'll have some footage of that coming up later this week. Thanks for watching, guys, and bye for now.